Welcome to AT&T. Para español, oprime el ocho. You can speak to me in complete sentences. How can I help you today?
Customer service.
Welcome to Drinkin Bros, presented by StrikeForceEnergy.com. Put down the water and grab a fucking drink.
Welcome to a very special edition of Drinkin Bros podcast this week. This one is dealing with customer service. We've gotten a lot of emails from people about how shitty customer service is, how people wanted other companies outed, what it's really like. Separately, I've been going through my own thing with AT&T for some stupid shit. I've also, gone through shit with Time Warner and some other people. The AT&T thing was super weird. Because I was getting charged over and over again for something on a bill that I was like, hey, this isn't right. And I kept calling in and I let it go all the way to collections just so I could keep recording hours and hours worth of footage with customer service, because I think this is happening to a lot of people out there, according to your messages and all that shit. And you're like, man, what's going on? What can I do? This seems hopeless, and to be honest, when you listen to these series of calls, I don't have an answer after that. We put a thing out on Drinkin Bros community and had I had asked if anybody had worked for AT&T. Please give me your number, and I'll call you and interview you about the show. Some of the things in here will be shocking to you, but again, check your bills. Make sure that it's not happening to you. And, the steps you can go about trying to fix it, I'm not really sure, because this one goes like down a deep, dark rabbit hole. I know a lot of you are out there partying for Memorial Day and celebrating, and you might not be listening to the podcast, but if you do, hopefully you're listening to this one. And as always, we got some sponsors who pay for this show. First up is StrikeForceEnergy.com. Making my own sound effects tonight because Matt's not here. StrikeForceEnergy.com is the tastiest, tiniest little tin pouch that goes in every single liquid available. It's the best energy you'll ever have in your life. Kick the can. You don't need the fucking can anymore. It's better than 5-hour energy, better than Red Bull. Go to StrikeForceEnergy.com. They ship everywhere around the entire world. They've got a subscription of the month club and a 750 milliliter bottle. That's a nice thing. You go to StrikeForceEnergy.com, type in the promo code Drinkin Bros, you get 20% off. Next up, we've got GhostBed.com. Big fan of GhostBed. We all have ghost beds, the most comfortable night's sleep you will ever have in your entire life. Boy, look, I sleep on this goddamn thing every night, and I also make love on it. It gets my balls jangling. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. One, you get $50 off a mattress, which is fucking dope. Two, you get 3 free pillows with every mattress. And honestly, the bed is fucking incredible, but the pillows are almost even better. Gigantic fan of GhostBed. We all have them on the show. They've also got a payment plan. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Get yourself a bed. Treat yourself to a new mattress. You're a little fucking king, and you deserve it. Next up, we got GrenadeSoap.com. GrenadeSoap.com is OD green and combat clean. The soap is made with actual real gunpowder. If you thought you were a man before, ask yourself this: are you scrubbing your body with fucking gunpowder? If not, go to GrenadeSoap.com. Pick yourself up some soap. They've also got Dop kits, some other beard oils, some other cool shit. They've got some tactical toothbrushes. Big fan of GrenadeSoap.com. Type in the promo code Drinkin Bros. You get 20% off. And also, we get At Night She Cries While He Rides the Steed, the first ever romance novel for dudes, written by the master, the messiah, Ross Orenthal James Patterson. Go pick yourself up. It's in bookstores everywhere. It's also on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Walmart.com, all the .comers. You've earned it. Go ahead and put it on the back of your toilet and just have a nice, healthy, quick dump out and maybe read a half a chapter. So we're gonna hop into this show. Again, I spent hours on the phone with customer service recording them, just so you could find out what's really going on. And it was all over a non-existent iPad Mini. So, look, if you're out there at home and this has happened to you, hopefully this helps, because it's pretty fucking crazy. And I'm not sure what you can do, but these phone calls are super interesting. And fuck AT&T for not hiring Americans. Not a fan of that. So, if you want to go to their Twitter at AT&T. Feel free to blow up their feed and just say, hey, man, I heard what you're doing to people on Drinkin Bros podcast. Fuck you guys. And we are absolutely all for that. So we're going to go ahead and play some of these. And, I fuck with these people as much as I can. So it's kind of funny.
In order to get you to a representative who is trained to help with your specific issue, please tell me what prompted your call.
Incorrect billing.
What is your specific billing question?
My specific billing question, if I'm being absolutely specific, is that I was charged for an iPad Mini months after I canceled my service. I love it when the robots type.
Just a second.
Yeah, you bet.
I can help you with billing. Are you calling about the wireless number?
I sure am.
One moment while I connect you to a representative to help you with your bill. Your call may be monitored for quality purposes.
Same with this one.
We appreciate your call to AT&T about your wireless service. Your approximate wait time is 4 minutes.
It's not bad. Oh, man. God damn it, I love this music. This is some 80s cocaine fuck music where you're like, damn, girl. Lisa, we've been together for a long time, but I'm also going to need that ass.
Thank you for calling AT&T. My name is Leandra. May I have your first and last name, please?
Yes, it's Ross Patterson.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson. And may I have the telephone number you're calling in about? Okay, and are you calling in regards of your wireless services?
Yes, sort of. I had my bill. I canceled AT&T back in October. I keep getting a bill, though, for an iPad Mini, which everything was canceled back in October. I don't know why I keep continuing to get these bills. I've called once every month for the last 3 months, every time a bill has arrived. And they're claiming that I had it on my service, and then one person took it off the bill and canceled it. I got a confirmation number. Her name was Desi. And then another bill just showed up yesterday.
Okay, so you have reached the finance department. What I typically deal with is payments and payment arrangements on your wireless services. And the number you're giving me didn't pop up for me. Do you have an account number?
I do. Because that number didn't pop up for you, by the way, because obviously I canceled my services with AT&T.
Okay, so you know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to just provide you the direct number to our customer service, okay?
Okay, can you transfer me there, or do I have to physically write that down?
No, I can't transfer you because I don't have nothing populated in front of me. So that's why I have to give you the direct number. But I know your time is valuable, so with this number, you won't be placed on hold. You'll just speak to a live representative directly to our AT&T customer service department.
Okay, so I won't be talking to a robot at all?
No.
Okay. Go ahead with that number.
It's going to be 877-998-5171.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I will call them right now.
No worries, and thank you for being the best part of AT&T. You enjoy your weekend, okay?
All right, you too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, so that transaction took a total, just a grand total of 9 minutes and 8 seconds. That was the number provided to me on the bill. It said for customer support, call 1-800-331-0500. So again, just for a time code on that, we're We're looking at that first transaction of 9 minutes and 9 seconds. That was the total. Now I'm going to call this other number that they've provided. And they also said I didn't have to talk to a robot, which has never, ever happened to me. Usually, yeah, you have to talk to a fucking robot. So let's just see if I have to talk to a robot. We'll call that number now. Here we go. It's supposed to be robotless.
We appreciate your call to AT&T about your wireless service.
No.
Your approximate wait time is less than 1 minute.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. If it's less than 1 minute, it was one robot. One robot telling me that there was a wait. So we'll see. Oh man, here's that music again, but they've switched it up. This is like fucking on a yacht. Like a
Hi, my name is Tony. How can I help you?
Hi Tony, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How about you, sir?
I've been better, Tony. Here's the issue. I canceled my AT&T service back in October, and I keep getting a bill for an iPad Mini.
Okay.
And I've gotten this bill every month. And I called back in January. I talked to a woman named Desi, who confirmed that it was canceled and was going to be taken off my bill. And that I had canceled my services, and then I keep getting bills for this iPad Mini.
Okay, let me check that one, sir. Don't worry, I will make things right for you today, okay?
Okay.
So, can I have your phone number, please? Okay, perfect. Okay, sir, hold for a moment while I'm pulling up your account, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, there's that music I was looking for. I was wondering, like, man, I feel like the yacht is parked. I'm out of cocaine. Stacy's gone. Where am I gonna go for this cocaine? Where am I gonna go?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Oh, thank you for patiently waiting. I accessed the passcode, the account number, and the phone number. They won't allow me to cancel the service. There's a department for that, sir. I will transfer you to cancellation and retention. And
I've already canceled this months ago.
Okay.
And I again, and this is now the third department somebody's going to send me to.
Okay. So let me check if there's other options for that.
Yeah, because this account's been canceled for 6 months.
Okay, the device is already canceled in 6 months.
6 months ago, it was already canceled.
Okay, let me check that, sir.
Sir?
Oh, I'm here, sir. Just hold for a moment, and I will find this regarding of your concern.
Okay, but by the way, where are you located at?
We're located in U.S.
In the U.S. Where at in the United States are you?
I'm sorry, but we don't have to disclose any information to our located the exact location of our company.
Oh no, well,
located in U.S.
I'm wondering because I have to disclose my location. But this is being recorded, obviously. So if you're in the state of New York or California, I legally have to tell you that I'm recording you. So are you in the state of New York or California?
We're in U.S., sir.
Okay. Either way, I just have to state it for the record that you're being legally recorded. So
okay, sir.
You can continue on.
Okay, sir. Just hold for a moment, sir, while I'm working to find out what's the cause of your problem, sir.
Sure.
Okay. Hold on for a moment.
Oh, here we go. This one kind of feels like less than zero. Towards the end, like they're looking for Robert Downey Jr. Is he fucking dead? What's gonna happen? I'm down and out and I need some help. Drugs have overtaken my life. I think I wanna get a chainsaw. Start with my legs and then go through my upper body. I don't want to live, but I also want to die young. I don't want to live, but I also want to die young.
Hello, sir?
Yes.
Oh, thank you for patiently waiting. Upon checking here on your bill, the account is already canceled.
Yeah, it's been canceled for a long time, but I keep getting bills.
Yes. But there's a past due balance. It's $146.23. For the new charges,
See, there is no new charges or old charges because I called in October, and when I canceled my service, I paid my bill in full. Do you have that?
yes, sir. For this bill, I see here on my end that there's a past due balance. It's 146. That's all.
Right. But I paid my entire bill in October. Do you have that amount?
Yes. You don't have a payment last month.
No, I don't. You know why I don't have a payment last month? Because it's been canceled for 6 months. Do you have my last payment that was made?
Okay, let me check that one, sir.
By the way, you're in the U.S. Where's your favorite place to vacation? I'm taking my wife somewhere.
I'm sorry, sir, for that because we don't have and disclose any information.
No. I'm just asking you a personal question. Where do you like to vacation in the U.S.?
I'm sorry, sir?
Where do you like to vacation in the U.S.?
I'm sorry for that, sir.
Nah, don't worry about it. What's your name? Who am I speaking with, by the way?
Tony.
Tony. Okay.
Yes, sir. Tony.
Sure. Super American.
Okay. I'm sorry, sir?
Oh, no. Go ahead. Look for the bill.
Okay, sir. Hold for a moment.
Back on the beaches. I'm somewhere near Dana Point. I am standing on a bluff, looking out at the waves crashing against the rocks.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
On October 11, 2016, you made a payment of $956.08. You're using a MasterCard.
Correct. So that was to close out my entire account, and that was October 11th?
Yes, it's October 11, 2016.
Okay, so why am I still getting a bill?
This bill is, there's no payments were received from November 2, December 1 to January 1, and
right. January
2 to February 1. There's no received payment for this bill, but there's a charges. It's $11.64.
Yeah. Why was there charges? Because I'd closed out my account October 11th, 2016, and I paid $956. So why is there any charges after that? Because I had closed out of AT&T. I was no longer a member of the AT&T family at that point, Tony.
Okay, sir. So let me check if there's a better option for that to remove that charges, okay?
Right, because there shouldn't be any charges. Like, obviously, you have the bill pulled up in front of you. I closed out October 11th, 2016 for $956. I closed out of AT&T. I was, again, no longer with the AT&T family.
Okay, sir. Let me go ahead and check for that.
Sure.
One, okay?
Sure. Oh, yeah. Now we're back in the groove again. Fuck. Man, my dad used to take me out on this bluff when I was a child. We used to go fishing. I caught a starfish one time that was missing an arm. And my dad looked at me and he said, "No worries, son. That arm's going to regenerate one day." And I said, "Dad, what happens if I get one of my arms chopped off? Will it regenerate too?" And he goes, "No, son. You dumb motherfucker. You're not a starfish. You can't regenerate." And I said, "Well, Dad, I'm 7. I thought I'd just ask. It's not like I've had a biology class or I was some kind of Doogie Howser. I don't know anything about the human body, Dad." And then he looked at me and he said, "Fuck you. Grab me another beer, bitch." Now, right now, Tony can't hear me. I just muted the phone. Just for the listeners at home, I'm at 18 minutes and 2 seconds. On hold. This is the second call. So total with the first one, we're looking at 9 minutes, 10 seconds. This one at 18:02. So we're looking at close to a half hour on the phone. No, not even close to a resolution. I'm talking to Tony. the super American, the all American guy, Tony, with the I would say, is it New York? Would you say he's a hardcore New Yorker or a Southerner? Just for the listeners at home, if you're listening to Tony's voice, what guess would you say he was? Because it's obviously he's super American. He said that. I'm in the United States. I'm not allowed to disclose my location, but I'm definitely in the United States. And his name is Tony. And the way he said it with a lot of confidence. Tony, not like Tony Danza, but more like Tony, which I like. Because that's, again, as a super American would, that's how you pronounce the name Tony. So this is probably where the rage starts to kind of set in. It's like mid thigh right about now. It's kind of going up like towards your stomach, where you're like, oh man, I'm on a half hour wait right now. I have no answer. Nothing from my bill. This is the boiling point where you're like, oh man. Now, mentally, you start to understand, like, why, like when you see the Aaron Hernandez trial on, where you're like, oh man, where somebody could just go full Aaron Hernandez and be like, I might snap eventually if I don't get a resolution, or another American on the phone. This is right around that point where you're like, God damn it. And I think, look, with Aaron Hernandez being on trial right now, I think if he got on the stand and said, look, did I murder a few people? You bet I did. But to be fair, I was on hold with AT&T for close to a half hour, and I've been being billed for 6 months extra. And I think the jury would be like, whoa, case dismissed. We get it, Aaron. Sorry for your troubles. But we'll wait. We'll wait for Tony. And look, I am, I don't want to say cautiously optimistic, because I'm not. But I would say on a level of 1 to American, if I'm saying on a level of 1 to Hulk Hogan, again, with Tony being a solid 8 on the American scale, by my estimates. I'm kidding. He's clearly, I'm talking to somebody in fucking India right now. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I don't think I'm getting I think I put it at about a 2 right now of whether I'll get this actually resolved. That's just my guess. I'm going with a 2 right now. I'm going with a 2. But I know there's still more time to wait.
Hello, sir?
Yes.
Upon checking here on my resources, that the tablet is canceled since January 7, 2017.
Actually,
so that's why you get charged.
That's incorrect, actually. I canceled my entire account October 11th, and I called on January. That was the first bill that I got, and I said, hey, guys, I got a bill from you here in January for something, and I canceled my account 3 months earlier. What's this for? And they said an iPad mini, and I said I canceled my entire account.
Yes, the iPad mini is under activate in your account, since that you're canceled this tablet in January 7, 2007. That's why you get charges.
No, actually, Tony, I canceled my entire account October 11th, 2016. As you can see, I paid a $956 bill to leave the AT&T family on October 11th. Yes. So why would I still have kept the iPad mini under AT&T when I switched over to Verizon? Verizon's my new home, by the way. That's where I went. So why would I keep why would I keep an iPad mini under AT&T but cancel the rest of my services and move to Verizon?
Okay, because the tablet is canceled on January 7, 2017.
No, it was canceled on October 11th, Tony, is when it was canceled. I canceled my entire AT&T account that day, and I closed out. I paid my entire bill that day.
Yes, sir. Upon checking here, the other line is already canceled on October 11. And the tablet is, my system says that this tablet is already canceled on January 7th.
Well, obviously the system is incorrect. January 7th is when I got that bill for the iPad mini. Why would I cancel all of my AT&T accounts and just keep open an iPad mini account?
Okay, let me check that one, sir.
No, there's nothing you can check there. Is there a supervisor at this point I can talk to?
Okay, sir. Hold for a moment.
Because we're going on I'm on minute 27 with you right now, Tony.
Okay, sir. I understand.
That's a long time to be on the phone with somebody on a Saturday.
I will call my superior to talk to regarding of your concern. Okay?
Great. Thank you. So for everybody at home, I've got Tony on mute here. Minute 27, right around the 28-minute mark with just Tony, the super American, the next Hulk Hogan, the man among men. His favorite U.S. vacation destinations, he can't answer. Apparently he's not man, look, a lot of people don't like to take vacations. Maybe Tony's a worker, maybe Tony's just on the grind. Or maybe Tony's in India or the Philippines. That's probably the better answer there. But we're still going to give Tony the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he just moved here. Maybe the federal judge who blocked the travel ban, maybe he got in right under the wire. And, maybe Tony hasn't just wrapped his head or grasped the entire language yet of the U.S. I don't have the answer to that. I don't think I'll ever get it either. I think more than likely I'm asking this question for myself. You know why? Because I've been on the phone with 29 minutes now with Tony, and the other previous call was 9 minutes. So we're looking in the 40-minute range. And you're on hold a lot. I'm having the editor skip around for this. But we're 38 minutes deep on a Saturday afternoon. Beautiful day here in Wilmington. It's about 75 degrees. Took my son to T-ball this morning. First T-ball game ever. And then I get to spend my afternoon on the phone with AT&T about a bill I closed 6 months ago. 6 months ago. And they're claiming that I've canceled all of my phone lines, paid out an entire tab of $956, but I wanted to keep an iPad mini through AT&T and not switch that one over. Yes, sir.
I will transferring you to my account superior to talk to regarding of your concern, okay?
Okay, well, I have to talk to a robot or am I talking to a human?
A human, sir.
Okay, great. And that'll be immediately?
So, yes, sir. Please stay on the line.
Okay.
I will transfer you to my account superior, okay?
Sure. Oh, man. This song is also, fun fact, this reminds me of what plays in Chinese restaurants. Like when you're waiting in the lobby by those weird fucking colored fish that are swimming around those giant tanks, and the fish look dirty as fuck. This is the song they play. Ugh.
Welcome to AT&T. Oprima el asterisco para
Got another
información en
robot.
español. Please enter the wireless phone number that you are calling about, starting with the area code.
American
For more
Tony said that I
options, press
wouldn't
1.
talk to a robot, but I am.
We're sorry, but we did not recognize the number you entered.
No, you don't. You
Please
didn't.
enter the wireless phone number that you are calling about, starting with the area code.
You're not going to
For
have
more
it.
options, press 1. We're sorry, but we did not recognize the number you entered.
Operator,
Please enter the wireless phone number that you are calling about.
I already did.
Starting with the area code.
I already did. Oh,
options,
American
press
Tony,
1.
you fucked me. You fucked me, American Tony. Boy, this was supposed
Sorry,
to be
but
a
we did not
human.
recognize the
You were
number
supposed to
entered.
be a human.
Please dial
Tony
611
promised
from
me
your
no
wireless phone,
robots.
or
American
call
Tony promised me no robots.
1-800-331-0500 from another touch-tone phone. You can also visit our website at att.com/wireless for information on services.
I'm pressing 0
features,
here.
Or assistance with your wireless account.
Hammering
Thank you for
away on
calling
0 here.
AT&T about your wireless service. Goodbye.
So American Tony sent me to a robot, and it hung up. The robot hung up. The guy got no robot. Oh boy, when you get hung up by a robot, it hurts on the inside. They don't have my number because I canceled it 6 months ago. So now I got to find another number. Try to figure this out. I don't really know how to do that. So we're gonna dial someone else. Total time spent on the phone, 41 minutes at this point. 41 minutes for those of you keeping score at home.
Welcome to AT&T. Para español, oprime el ocho. You can speak to me in complete sentences. How can I help you today?
There is a billing error.
I can help you with billing.
No,
Are
you
calling
can't.
about the wireless number?
That's correct, I am.
One moment while I connect you to a representative to help you with your bill. Your call may be monitored for quality purposes.
We appreciate your call to AT&T about your
bet.
wireless
You
service.
bet.
Your approximate wait time is 2 minutes.
Thank you for calling AT&T. My name is Christian. May I have your first and last name, please?
Yep, it's Ross Patterson.
How you doing today?
I'm doing horrible. This is about. I've been on 4 different calls with you guys now for about 50 minutes. I got outsourced to I guess one of your calling centers in India or the Philippines on my second call. No one can help me, apparently.
What's going on exactly?
I canceled my services with AT&T back in October. I started getting bills right around the first week of January. I got a bill saying that a service was still continued, even though I had canceled my entire account. I waited on hold for about an hour in January, and they said they had canceled it. Then bills just keep showing up once a month, so I've called every month for the last 3 months, and I've got another bill as of yesterday, and I'm calling today.
They didn't pull up with that number. It could be that somebody else has the number down.
No, it's the same number. The problem is I've canceled this account 6 months ago, so that number is not going to be there, but I can give you my account number.
Okay, that'll work too.
147-810-704.
And so when you're calling in and they're saying there's nothing they can do for you, like, did they give you any more details as to why? Or
no, I got outsourced to your calling center in either India or the Philippines last time. They're saying that I had my entire account canceled, but I decided to keep the iPad Mini open with AT&T. I switched my entire services to Verizon October 11th, 2016. And I called.
Might be it right there.
Yeah, I called in and paid for my entire bill, and then I get a bill for an iPad Mini.
That's what happened. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. You switched services, so you ported over. So you took all your phones and took them to Verizon. That tablet, you never took that to Verizon. You didn't activate your tablet with Verizon, correct?
No, I canceled everything across the board with AT&T on October 11th. But I called in person, and then I paid with the operator on the phone. And I said, hey, I'm canceling all my services. These are done now. How much do I owe? $956 was the total. And that was it.
Okay. And the next thing I would need is the passcode for the account to try and pull it up. Right on the money. So it's pulling up right now. I'm going to pull up the last bill to see where it's coming from. You said it was built. Basically, you're being billed for the iPad Mini.
Yes.
I gotcha. Oh, okay.
Because I mean, let's face it. Do you know the like I have an iPhone. Do you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
So I have the iPhone 7s, right?
Mhm.
It's 5.5 inches display. The iPad Mini is 7.9 inches. It's not bigger than my phone. Why would I need the iPad Mini? You know what I'm saying? It's the same exact device essentially.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the notes as well to see what's going on. If there was anything else they could do.
Yeah, I mean, I've called numerous times, and I still keep getting bills. At one point on January 7th, they had canceled. She had closed out my account. A woman named Desi, she was a supervisor, and said that I would not ever be receiving a bill again, and she was sorry for the inconvenience. Then another bill shows up last month, which I called last month, talked to another supervisor, and they said that wasn't the case.
Well, this is where it gets sticky. That's a good. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said January 7th. That helps me look at something. Because if she said that you could waive the charges and everything, that's all we would need.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at her notes and see what's going on.
Yeah, so that was the last time I called in because I was like, hey, you guys, I'm still getting a bill, and it's, 3 months after I've canceled all of my AT&T services. And they told me it was for this iPad mini. I told her the same thing. I was like, hey, I didn't want the iPad mini. Like,
I'm going to pull up her notes. I'm going to try and look up her specific notes. If she was a manager and she put to waive it, that's all we would need.
Yes,
take all the charges
and her
off.
name was Desi.
I got you. I see her name and stuff.
Okay.
I'm going to pull up her note. I'm going to pull up her notes just to make sure who she was.
Okay, great.
Let's see if we can waive it or who would be able to waive it.
Okay.
Let's see. So I'm glad you said that. That's going to help us a lot.
Sure. Now, I wrote everything down, so I
And I'm surprised because anybody you talked to after her should have been able to see those notes.
Yeah, the woman I talked to last month claims that was not in there. She said there was no notes. But again, the guy I talked to right before you said he was in the United States somewhere, and it was clearly a call center in like India or Philippines, but so I really don't know what's going on.
Okay, that's the problem. All right, so just bear with me one moment. I'm going to talk to my manager to pull up her ID.
Okay.
Right now it's showing that she wasn't management. That's the only problem.
Who wasn't? Desi wasn't?
Yeah.
Boy.
The
they said she was when they sent me to the supervisor.
I got you. We're going to find out what's going on. Just bear with
Okay.
me one moment. I'm going to reach out to my management as well. All right. Are you still there, sir?
Yep.
Okay. I apologize for the wait. I'm trying to make sure we got every aspect of this and, and look at every possible scenario. So I was talking to my manager, and we were looking at the account to see what was going on with the notes. The person that you talked to on January 7th was actually somebody in Convergence, which means they don't work directly for AT&T.
You're kidding. You're kidding me.
I'm not kidding you. I'm trying to be 100% honest with you because I don't want to beat around the bush. And it looks like you've had a lot of issues talking to us, so I want to keep it very direct.
Tons, but let me ask you this. So I called the 1-800 number. How did I get connected with somebody who doesn't work for AT&T?
They're a third party. So
why are they
hired
them? But they're on my. This is the 1-800 number on the bill.
I understand.
So why does it go to a third party?
It goes to whatever call center is available. There's some call centers that work directly through AT&T, and there's some that AT&T pays to work third party. So that's actually going away very soon in April. But at the time that you called, it was still around. So when the person you called, they are a representative. They have been trained. They know what they're doing and everything. But she wasn't a manager. That was the biggest problem. She wasn't management. When she put in the notes, it really didn't work out. It looks like you called in after that, and you talked to an actual manager from AT&T. It was like around February 10th, I believe.
Yep, that was when I got the next bill.
That person you talked to was a legit AT&T employee. That was the management. So that you did talk to management. I'm glad that eventually you did talk to somebody higher up.
Well, here's the thing. So hypothetical, let's say I don't call back, right? Let's say I don't call back in February, and I have that final conversation with Desi, who I think is a manager because she told me she was an AT&T manager off of the 1-800 number I called that was on my bill.
Okay.
What happens then? If I don't call back and do any of this would have been sent to collections at this point. What happens if I don't take vigilant action and actually physically call in and say, hey guys, I got yet another bill, even after I talked to supposedly somebody who was a manager and gave me a fake confirmation number? And you're saying it wasn't an AT&T employee?
I said he was a third party.
Right. So what?
She worked for AT&T, but not directly.
Oh, okay, but she has no authority to make decisions for AT&T, correct?
She's authorized to set payment arrangements, fix bills. She was a representative.
Okay, so great, but she she said, hey, your this will be taken off your bill and we're done.
Mm-hmm. I do apologize. She gave you misinformation, and I apologize sincerely because we definitely understand when they tell you something wrong. But that customer, they noted the account doing something they couldn't.
So I mean, wouldn't that person be fired then?
Yes, that person no longer works for AT&T.
So she no longer works for AT&T.
Nope. I even looked up her number and everything to see where she came from. She no longer works for the company.
Okay, because she was just making up her authority, like her job title?
Not that could be part of it. It doesn't show me why, but it shows she no longer works for AT&T. So I was going to reach out to her and I explain like why did you note this, and find out if there's more details. She no longer works for the company.
Okay. So what am I supposed to do now? Since I talked to a person back in January who had supposedly canceled out my account, and now you're telling me, you're personally telling me.
The account was canceled, but the fact that she said that we could waive the early termination fee is something we cannot do. That was the problem. The early termination fee was a valid fee because the iPad was on a contract. And I do understand that, that's maybe not informed or was very clear when you first got it, but it was an early termination fee. So that was a valid fee. I even was talking to my manager to see if we could override it. My manager told me the only person that could potentially have the power to override that would be a manager in customer care. He can't guarantee it. He's being very honest and blunt with me and said most likely they will not, based on the account notes and everything like that. But the only person who could even have the authority to try and override that would be customer care management. Right now you're in the collections department. So he told me best case scenario, I know this is a very sticky situation. It's not, the exact information you want to hear, but the best case scenario, we can give you the direct number for customer care, and you can try and talk to their management to see if there's anything that they could do. But in the collections department at this time, unfortunately, there's nothing else we could do at this moment to resolve that payment.
Oh, okay, because just to clarify, I talked to a fake employee in January who told me the account was closed out. I didn't have to do anything furthermore. I got another bill. Now you're telling me that person doesn't work for AT&T, never had the power or the authority to do this through AT&T, and it was a third party from AT&T, correct?
Yeah, and I do apologize. It's not that she wasn't a fake employee. She did work for the company. It's just the notes, we could not waive that.
But she didn't work for she didn't work for AT&T directly, right? She was a third party?
Regardless, she did work for the company.
She did, and she had the authority to make those decisions, right?
But regardless, that was misinformation. Whether she worked for the company or where she worked for, she gave you misinformation, and that's why I do apologize.
But you have to understand, when I call in from the 1-800 number on my bill and talk to who is telling me she is an AT&T employee, a supervisor, a manager, if you will, is what she said. And she said, I have the authority to change this. I'm really sorry. I'm going to cancel this out and give you a confirmation number. So where does the confirmation number go? That was just a lie? That was just a made-up thing?
I have no idea what confirmation she was referring to exactly.
Oh, well, what's in the notes? What did Desi say in the notes exactly?
She said exactly that she canceled the account and that to waive the fees, but that's something we cannot do. It's not about that. The confirmation.
No, well, it is about that. If she worked for AT&T, which you said she did, if she worked for AT&T, which you claim she did, and that is in the notes, which you said it is. You just read that back to me verbatim. And this bill is closed out. Now you're saying Desi doesn't work here anymore, and she was with a third party, so that's no longer valid, is what she said to me on the phone, and that confirmation number that doesn't exist, right?
Regardless if she worked for us or not, the information was invalid. She gave you wrong information. It could have been me that gave it to you, whoever gave it to you. It doesn't matter where they worked for. She gave you wrong information. And the thing is, she was telling you she'd do something that she couldn't. So I do apologize for that. But
right,
what I'm trying to do is help you fix the situation now. And right now, the best thing we're going to be able to do to fix the situation, like I told you, was customer care's management to see if they could override it. That's really the best solution. So I don't want to keep dwelling on the past. I want to try and move on and get this fixed.
Well, I have to dwell on the past because obviously that's what this was about. Like, this was supposed to be taken care of months ago, and I've been being charged for that, obviously.
So right now, there's nothing else in my power that I could do to fix this. So that's why I want to reach out and get you to the right place.
All right. Have you seen that TV? You've seen that TV show Catfish, right, on MTV? Have you seen that show? Yeah, because this is what that feels like. I talked to another human being on the phone who doesn't exist anymore, didn't have the authority to do anything, and then just made up a confirmation number and lied and said, hey, I'm a manager. Like, it feels like catfish. You have to realize that, right?
Well, sir, exactly. I definitely understand the frustration. But like I said again, in the collections department, there is nothing else I can do for you at this time.
Okay, so
I want to try and get you over to customer care so you can talk to their management to see if you can override it.
So get me over there, and just for the record, you're now the fourth person I've talked to today. So there is no one higher than the next person I'm going to, correct?
There's nobody higher than the next person, no.
Okay. And they're in the United States. They're not because the last person I talked to before you was India or Philippines. They're a United States like representative.
They shouldn't be in the Philippines, but it could have been the representative was of Philippine descent. So I do apologize if you think we're overseas, but we should be here.
No. I asked them on the phone. I said,
they told you that their call center is in the Philippines.
No, I said, are you from the U.S.? Because it doesn't sound. He couldn't understand me very well, and so he said,
had accent. I do apologize for him.
Oh no, it's fine. But I just said, hey, so where in the United States am I calling? And he said, I'm not allowed to tell you that. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a center in the United States. The person was just probably of a different descent, and they had an accent.
So sure, again, look, and I understand.
So I'm going to get you over to customer care right now so they can get this resolved for you, okay?
Okay, great. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Hello, this is Catherine. How can I help you today?
Hi, is this the customer service department?
Yes, correct.
Okay, where are you located in the United States, by the way?
New Jersey.
Oh, you're in New Jersey. Okay, great.
Correct.
So I have a question about the billing.
While I pull up the information, okay? Just let me ask you something. Is this a wireless number?
Yeah, if you're in the United States, though, you would know that, right?
Yes, but it could be a home number as well.
No. Sorry, I didn't think anybody had home phones anymore. Yes, it's a cell phone.
No.
It's a cell phone number.
Could you please provide me your name?
It's Ross Patterson.
Okay, Ross, just allow me 1 minute while I pull up the information, okay?
Mm-hmm. You know what they're going to ask me next. They're going to say, we don't have that number in the system. They're going to ask for my PIN.
Please provide me the passcode on your account.
There we go.
Can I help you today?
I keep getting a bill are you a manager, by the way?
No, I'm not.
Oh, the last guy said he was transferring me to a manager, and you're not a manager. Can you transfer me to a manager? I've been on. You're the fifth person now I've talked to today.
Okay, just allow me a couple minutes while I get my manager. Okay.
Great. So now I'm in the 48-minute mark plus the other 9-minute phone call, and then the other. We're well over an hour now. Yet another amazing person who super American. She's trying to say the name Catherine. That's but it came out Katrin. Obviously, she's reading it off a cue card from a calling center in either India or the Philippines. Why Tony and Catherine? There's got to be something behind that. That's the American names they picked out. Was Tony and Catherine. Like if you're at a call center somewhere in India or Philippines, I bet they're all Tony and Catherine. I bet every single one of them is Tony and Catherine. This is the point where you're past an Aaron Hernandez at this point. On your fifth person, well over an hour on a Saturday, and you've gone way into the deep end where you're dreaming about pulling yourself up on AT&T's Facebook page, going live and hanging yourself on AT&T's page, so that way they know. Like, oh, hey, did you hear about the guy who hung himself on AT&T's page? Yeah, well, he was on the phone with customer service with 5 different people for well over an hour. Then they would get it. Then they would be like, oh, my God, I totally understand why he hung himself, like on AT&T's Facebook Live page. He was on the phone for well over an hour, and literally out of the 5 people he's gotten to talk to, 2 of them were Americans. Just 2. 2 were Americans. The rest were not. Also, just again, a quick recap here. The person that I talked to in January with AT&T was not actually an employee for AT&T. So when I called the 1-800 number, I had a fake conversation with somebody, and I got a fake confirmation number. I really can't describe the feelings that I'm going through right now. Again, I mentioned that it was a lot like Catfish to the guy before, and it's kind of deeper than that, because I talked to that lady. I talked to Desi, whoever she was. She was American. She seemed Southern. She had a Southern accent back in January 7th, and I talked to her for about a half hour. Turns out she didn't even work for AT&T. Wasn't even a manager, nor had the authority to make any of the decisions for AT&T. That's a weird feeling. That's something weird to go through. But here's what they do to you, people. They put you through a fucking, I don't want to say an American Ninja Warrior course of customer service people, endless, but that's what it is. That's not to belittle the people on America Ninja Warrior. Is it Ninja? Is it Ninjin? Whatever they do, American Ninja Warrior. I don't know. I don't want to belittle them because they've been training to jump off a roof onto pads and then karate kick. It's a lot of parkour. It's a lot of like weird like Spider-Man type shit. I don't want to belittle what they do because it's a worthy thing they're doing. But I would say that this is tougher. I'm no hero, but I feel like one today on a Saturday, just to recap, on a Saturday, well over an hour on the phone. I found out that I talked to a fake human for close to 30 minutes back in January, which not a fake human. She's a real person, obviously. But she doesn't work for AT&T. They give you, when you get your bill, you get a 1-800 number at the bottom of it, and you call and you just say, hey, if we can help you, this is our support number, 1-800-331-0500. We can help you. It turns out everything was outsourced to a third-party company who doesn't work for AT&T, and they were pretending to have fake managerial jobs and closing down accounts. And if you could have heard that conversation, it was super like we got into like, oh, where do you live? Where are you from? Like I felt like I knew her. I felt like I knew Desi. And I miss her. Like it's times like these when I talk to American Tony and Catherine from New Jersey. There's nothing like a thick Indian accent from New Jersey. There's a lot of them going around there. The Sopranos had it all wrong. They didn't talk. They didn't talk like, hey, it's a spicy meatball. No, they didn't talk like that. They talked exactly like Catherine did. I do not know, sir. Do you know what the fucking thing is? I do not know. I do not fucking know. So we found out what the real accents of New Jersey were today. We found that out. Didn't find out a lot about American Tony at all, which is disappointing. He seemed like a fun guy. Seemed like, again, doesn't take a lot of vacations in America. A worker, a hard worker, but a fun guy. You could tell he was a real barrel full of monkeys. A real barrel of laughs. That fucking Tony. I miss Tony. I'm gonna be honest. Then I got to talk to an American for a while in the collections department, who disclosed to me that I was talking to a person who didn't exist and he can't help me. Now I'm on hold. We're at the hour and 14-minute mark, somewhere in there. Still haven't talked to a real live manager. Gonna be honest now. I had my hopes at a 2 before. They're at a 1 right now. Just at a 1. Man. I don't know where to go other than that. I don't know where to go lower. But I am thinking about this. If I can somehow get on the AT&T's page, their Facebook page or their Twitter. Twitter goes live now too. I don't want to do it on Instagram. If you do it on Instagram live, it deletes itself. Like, I definitely want to hang myself live on AT&T's Facebook page or Twitter. So that way it's like it's up for a while. You know, Facebook's probably not going to get to it for like an hour. And then people can really fucking hang out and do that. And again, since nobody really works for this company and everything's outsourced, it's not like you think they're giving those motherfuckers the password to their Facebook page. No, they're not going to have it. They won't be able to take that video down. So it'll just be me hanging for, but I would say a good hour. I'm going to say this. No, this is a bolder statement right now. I'm going to say it's longer than I've been on the phone with the customer service reps today. That's what I'm going to say. That's my guess. I think I would be hanging live on AT&T's Facebook fan page longer than the customer service, because they don't have the passwords and nobody really works there. So I think that's going to take a while. I think Zuckerberg would have to take it down himself. That's what I think. That's my guess. Yeah, because the other thing is, it's not like people are hanging out on AT&T's fan page of like, oh man, what's the latest updates? What's going on in the AT&T world? What's going on in the AT&T U-verse? What's happening here? They're not popping in with Final Four scores. They're not hopping around with March Madness. There's probably not a lot to look at on the old AT&T Facebook fan page. So I think I would be hanging there for a while. Literally, just hanging there for a while. But we're going to continue this saga. We're going to drag this out. We're going to see how long this goes today. And we'll cut around. But we are, for the folks at home, we are about an hour and 18 minutes in right now.
Hello, sir.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Hi. Is this the supervisor?
Hello.
Hi, hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Hi, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi, yes. How are you? Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, thank you very much for waiting. Okay, I already have my manager in the other line.
Great.
I'm going to pass you to her. Her name is Maria, okay?
Okay, awesome. Her name is Maria?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Either the United States really is a melting pot, or I just keep getting sent to other countries around the world.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, my name is Mary. I'm supervisor in charge. Tell me, sir, how can I help you?
Where are you at, Maria? Where are you located in the United States?
Right now, we're located in New Jersey, sir.
New Jersey. Oh, what part of New Jersey?
Excuse me, sir?
What part of New Jersey? I used to live there. They hung up on me. Oh, boy. I can't believe it. See? So, after an hour and 22 minutes, it was a full hour and 22 minutes, they hung up on me. So apparently, if you start asking questions about America, where they're located in America, they immediately hang up on you. So here's what we know. Just to recap, her name was Maria, which is super strange. She had a foreign accent as well. Obviously, this Maria and or Katrin was not from New Jersey, nowhere near the goddamn state of New Jersey. I really did used to have a house there. I used to live there. I used to have a house on Long Beach Island, New Jersey. Lost it in the hurricane. And I know the state really well. What I don't know is where Katrin and Maria are from, because they wouldn't tell me. What they would say is that they were in New Jersey. But here's what AT&T does. And the reason why I did this today, and I asked to do this today, is we're getting fucked, people. We're getting fucked by everyone in society, especially these big corporations. And, people might say to yourself, Ross, why would you do this? Why would you call and bicker over this? This bill is $146.23. $146.23. You know why? The real honest to goodness reason of why you do something like this is because if you don't check these bills, people are going to just keep charging you for shit and hope you don't notice. I've been at some points in my life very poor. At some points in my life I've had money, but I take the value of money extremely seriously. I take earning money very seriously, and no matter what the dollar amount is, I take it seriously because it's money and it's hard to earn. You never know when you're going to have to go back to a minimum wage job or whatever it is you do, and I'm sympathetic to that still to this day, and I still appreciate the value of the American dollar. And I don't want to be fucked like this by corporations like AT&T. Before that, the big dispute I had before AT&T was with a company called DirecTV. Obviously, you know DirecTV, they're a satellite cable provider. You want to take a guess at who they were bought out by? AT&T. And I had the same thing. I had the same problem with DirecTV as I now do with AT&T, where a bunch of charges just randomly started showing up on my bill of like, oh, hey, you paid for this or you ordered this off of a pay-per-view or something like that. And I was like, my system's not set up for anything like that. I don't have that. Sir, you do. All right, great. What was it? It was the NFL Red Zone. Okay. But the months here that you have me down for paying for the NFL Red Zone were January through March. Now, anybody who follows football knows that football ends in December. What would you be using the red zone for January through March? Super Bowl's the first week of February. All the playoff games are televised on free TV. Well, sir, I can't tell you that, and I don't know why you ordered it. Got in a dispute with them. Same thing. Sat on and I decided, you know what? I've had enough with this. I've had enough with your lies and your bullshit. Canceling the service. Same thing. That phone call with DirecTV, that was about an hour and 54 minutes, if I remember correctly. I went through about 4 or 5 employees. Same what I did with AT&T. Obviously, AT&T is farming out. They're out of the United States. Their collections department is definitely in the United States, obviously, when I talked to that last guy. Because anything regarding money, that's going to be an American. Yeah, we're gonna talk to an American on that one. If it's not regarding money, guess where you're being sent to? You're going to be sent to the last one, though. Kind of seemed like it was from maybe Romania. I'm going to go Romania on the last one. The first person was definitely in India or Philippines. Then they sent me to a collections person, which was definitely American because they wanted their fucking money. And then to the last one seemed Romanian, I believe. And if you don't call and check up on these things, they're just going to fuck you every single time. All of these places are just going to fuck you every single time out of any last fucking 4 to fucking 5 cents that you have, and they'll put it on your fucking bill and hope you don't notice, and then hope you don't call. And then when you actually do call, they will send you through a fucking gauntlet full of bullshit people all around the world, hoping that you'll get sick enough of it that you won't actually fucking call back. I've called back 3 months in a row now. This last one was arguably the most embarrassing. That's why I decided to record this for the world. It's simply for the fact of you could be talking to fake people out there. I just had an employee for AT&T said, hey, you talked to somebody that didn't even work for the company of AT&T. That's what you're doing. This is what this is all about. And they're hoping you'll just chase your fucking tail all goddamn day long on a Saturday about a bill until you're so beaten down and worn out by the fucking system that you end up paying it. Can I afford this $146.23? Yes, I can. That's not the fucking point. I shouldn't be charged $146.23 goddamn cents. Look, as a minimum wage job, this is a fucking almost 4 to 5 days worth of a 10-hour shift to pay for a fucking bill that I definitely did not have. It's crazy. It's crazy. And this is happening all over America with fucking big corporations. And they're just farming it out and saying, not our problem. Not our fucking problem. Not our fucking problem. Meanwhile, we're just getting fucked in the ass over it. Over and over and over again. And if you're out there and, look, fuck. If you're in the military, you worked hard, you want to come home, you're getting fucked. You're getting fucked by people like this. You go to college. Let's say you stayed at home, you go to college, you get a degree, and you get out of the world, and then you get fucked by things like this. Let's say you're working minimum wage, you're out there, you're busting your ass, and you get fucked by things like this. How is somebody with a minimum wage job supposed to pay for $146.23 extra on their fucking bill when they work minimum wage? So it's not just me that this is happening to. The reason I'm doing this is because it is me, and this is happening to me. That means it can happen to anybody. Because they didn't know. I didn't tell them I was with Drinkin Bros. They don't know that this is going to go out around the world. They don't know that they're going to get hammered on Twitter at AT&T with a hashtag free Ross and the fucking iPad mini story. They don't know that Well, the first people did. American Tony knew that I was recording everybody. I was recording him. I was recording American Tony. They don't know that this is going out to the world for other people to listen to, so that because maybe there's a lot of people out there in the AT&T DirecTV space that have been fucked like this. And look, I would love to say, oh my God, my new carrier after I canceled AT&T was so much better. It wasn't. Verizon's a piece of shit too. I had the same problems with Verizon. They didn't set the phone up properly. I get my first bill with Verizon. It was $490. $490. Now the new plan I signed up with them was a 2-phone thing. It was supposed to be $160. They charged me an extra $300 in overages. And then when I walked into the store and said, hey, guys, I just got my first bill. Reason I switched over from AT&T for you guys are supposed to be the good guys. You're supposed to be the company that is the anti-AT&T. What's the fucking deal here? Oh, so where you went over on your data. Well, I know, but it said unlimited. It says I have unlimited data. Oh, well, yeah, you have to actually download an app and then turn that on and check your data and then turn that off. And I was like, Are you fist fucking me right now? That's what I said to the employee there. It was a larger gentleman. He had larger hands. And I said, are you fist fucking me right now with that statement? Because that's crazy. When I signed up for the phones, there's no fucking way you told me that. And do you think that I would have used fucking 90 gigs worth of data over? If you would have fucking told me that, sir, I'm fucking sorry, whatever. But with this, I was inside the store that I bought it at. Happened within the month. It's me and him standing in the store alone, and he fucking caved, to be honest with you. Went back in. Oh, well, I called my manager, and they're going to fix it and take it off the bill. It's going to be a credit, but you can't do it now, okay? And I was like, great, but I can physically go into the store and do that and handle my shit. With AT&T, I can't do that. I moved from Los Angeles to Wilmington. This is where I got the phones, and I'm fucked. Just like many other things in this life. Time Warner, same thing. Time Warner said that I had a cable system set up, which I don't. I have Dish. I have Dish TV, which has surprisingly been okay. I've heard some nightmare stories. So far, I've gone through unscathed on my time at Dish, but I'm fully expecting to be fucked. With Time Warner, they said that, oh, sir, you've got a cable account there. We got a cord going through your wall. You've got cable television. And I was like, no, I don't have cable television. I have Dish. No, sir, we've got you down here for a cable thing. And I was like, great. Do you have a receiver for that? Just a normal TV receiver that goes on top of your television. Nope. Because there would be a serial number for that. And he was like, nope, we don't. And I was like, yeah, well, obviously there would be a serial number, right? And he was like, yeah, there would, but we've got you down for cable. Great. Where is that cable being plugged into? I don't know, sir. Are you sure you don't have a receiver for... No, I don't have a receiver for that. Well, maybe the cable's just plugged in through the wall. And I was like, great. Where would that cable be going to if I don't have a receiver? I don't know, sir. Could you... Again, there was a place here. Got to go in person. It's a local Time Warner thing. Invited the gentleman out to my house. Said, look, I got some beers on ice. It's me and you today. Why don't we watch the non-existent cable TV that you claim that I say I have on my TV, and I'm inviting you over for some beers. I go, what's your favorite beer? Is it Wilmington Brewery Company? That's my favorite. Oh, yeah, I like that beer. Great, why don't you come over and have some? I can't do that, sir. Well, why not? I mean, that's the only way we're going to find out if there's an actual cable box in my goddamn house. And he was like, well, we could send somebody out. Great. Tell you what, I'll wait in the parking lot. Waited in the parking lot 15 minutes to send somebody out. I drove over with him to my house. Yep. Just to confirm that I had the dish network and he wanted to see the physical dish in the backyard. Showed it to him. It was a beautiful day. So he got to see the dish in sparkling condition. It wasn't rainy. Wasn't overcast, wasn't foggy. He got to see that clean dish with some sunlight coming off of it. If you looked at it in the right angle, it looked like some sun flares from a Michael Bay film. Looked like Transformers out there when he was staring into that dish. Made him call back to the store in person, confirmed that I did not have Time Warner, and they finally gave me a credit. But again, that was like an extra, I want to say $19 a month on my thing in $19.99. Service charge for this non-existent cable that I had, hoping that I wouldn't fucking notice it, and I did. It sucks. It sucks fucking dick that you've got to literally read everything, watch everything to make sure you're not getting fucked. Just because your ass isn't sore that day doesn't mean you're not getting fucked out there. It does. Because now everybody's switching to paperless, and it's like, go paperless. It's so much better. Here's why they switched to paperless. And it's not because it's better. It's because it saves the company money, one. Two, so you can't physically check the charges on paper and read them in person with whoever's there. Now you have to sign on to an account, give a fucking 18-digit password with 9 numerical numbers, 4 caps, and some weird password. Not only for yourself, but then your wife's got to have a different one, let alone if you have any kids in the house for their shit, then they've got to have a separate password for that to go in and check your bill. When you go in and check your bill online, it doesn't pop right up on the screen. You got to download a PDF. Hope that your computer is compatible enough to check this fucking PDF and then go line by line through this thing to be honest with you, online, the print is so small it might as well be in fucking Braille. You might as well just pull it up on your computer and rub your fingers across the goddamn screen. That's how small the print is. It might as well be in fucking Braille. Honestly, Helen Keller, who I've done a movie on, would have looked up at me and said, fuck. You stumped me on this one. I don't know what that sales tax charge is for the county of New Hanover and North Carolina that they're applying to the bill. I have no fucking idea what that is. And it sucks. It sucks. Like if I tallied up how much money I probably got fucked out of just in utilities and service charges alone over the years, I'd honestly say it's in the thousands. I'd ballpark it somewhere in the 20 to 30,000 range. Just before I caught it, before you catch it, you probably blew through 20 or 30K. State of North Carolina's got something fun if you open up an LLC. Obviously, you have to have an address for where you are. We have one set up for the podcast. We have an LLC set up for our sponsors. Our sponsors pay us through an LLC. But truthfully, it's a microphone plugged into a computer. They sent me a fucking LLC charge to my house, and they said it was a property tax. I already pay property taxes. On my house, and I don't do the podcast out of my house. I have a separate office, and they were like, "Sir, we're sending you this LLC charge to your house," and it was $888. And I got 2 or 3 of these bills, and they were like, "Oh, you're past due on this." I called the number and I said, "Hey, be getting this $888 charge for a property tax on my house, but I already pay property taxes on there." And they were like, "Well, sir, it says that you have a production company set up in there at this address, and we assume that you're doing business out of there." I said, "Why would you assume that?" I was like, have you been to my house?" "No, sir, we haven't. We haven't been to your house." "Why not? What was the assumption that I was running a full-on production company out of my house?" Well, sir, whenever we get LLCs for any form of production, we just assume that it's there and that you have a minimum of 5 employees. "Why 5 employees?" "Well, we've taken a survey in the state of North Carolina, and most production companies say that they typically have 5 employees. I said, "Great. That's awesome. Congratulations." Because the film tax credits left North Carolina a while ago. If there's that many film production places still open up in North Carolina with more than 5 employees, God bless them. That means they're doing well. What they're shooting, couldn't tell you that, because it's definitely not films, since the film tax credit went away. So I said, "Hey, why don't you come over, check out my residence? If I'm running a production company out of my house, there's about 3,000 fucking toys on the ground floor and the top floor. It would be just my employees must be playing with children's toys all day, because this is my fucking house." And they were like, "Oh, well, sir, sorry, we don't know what to do here." And I was like, "Well, I just invited you over to my house. You don't want to come to my house? I'm a pretty nice guy. Tell you what, I offered the Time Warner guy some beers. I'll offer you the same thing. Come on in, Drinkin Bros. You can come on in and have a drink with me." Sir, we're not in the practice of doing that." "Well, you're in the practice of making assumptions. So why not? How about this? How about we stop assuming? And we just come over, human to human, have some human interaction. You can tell me if there's a production company in this address." "No, sir. We believe after talking to you that this is fine. If you can have your CPA who set up the LLC just confirm that this is your house residence, and that you're not running a production company out of it, that letter will be fine." And I said, "Great, but I could also send you the receipt from my property taxes that I paid for it as the house being a residence." No. We need a bill, something on." And she starts panicking. Finally, I tell her to take a deep breath, because obviously she's been caught at this point. I said, "Take a deep breath. Let's go slow here. What's getting you out of this, or whatever your employer told you to do?" And they were like, "Well, sir, we need a letter on proper letterhead from your CPA stating that this is your house residence and you pay property taxes on this, and that you're not running a company out of there." And I said, "Great. I'm gonna get that to you. Give me your email address that I send this to, and then I'll CC you with my CPA. You can ask him for exactly what you asked me for." I'm gonna give you a guess. They did not send anything magically. They magically did not. Last question before she hung up the phone, I said, "Hey, how many people are you doing this to?" And they were like, "Well, anybody who registers an LLC in the state of North Carolina." I said, "Anybody?" And they said, "Well, yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. That's what they told us to do." And I said, "Great. So there's thousands of people in the state of North Carolina just getting these property tax bills for LLCs that they may have set up, just to, again, because you have to list an address." I said, "I got a PO box. Should I just set up my thing through a PO box?" "Well, no, sir, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to set it up through a PO box. You got to set it up through an actual address." And I said, "Okay, great, but what do you, if you're not going to check and see if it's a residence or an office, and then you're going to send me, fucking letters of notice that I'm on notice and I'm delinquent on a payment, what am I supposed to do?" And you're just making assumptions. You're just throwing shit at the wall at this point. Finally, this woman backed down and she said, "You know what? We're having problems with the healthcare system here in North Carolina, all of this extra tax money that we're trying to garner is going towards that. And I was like, well, what the fuck? So normal, hardworking people who are out there, they're just trying to fuck over because we're the only ones who could actually pay this. One, two, anybody with a residence, how many people are paying this? How many people are paying these bullshit fees and notices for all these things to pay for all this other shit that doesn't really exist just to get money out of you? How many people are this in America that are going through this same shit right now? That's why I did this call today, because I don't have an answer. And if you're at home and you're like, hey, man, fuck, I'm getting fucked over. I'm going through the same thing that you are right now. I hope this helps. I hope this helps you because, fuck, I like to consider myself a normal dude who's just going through life. And if I'm getting fucked and you look at yourself and you listen to the show and you're like, oh shit, man, I like the Drinkin Bros. I like all they do. Like, dude, we're getting fucked by this shit the same as you every day. I wanted to record this and let you know that you're not alone in this. Look, the Drinkin Bro of the week this week goes to anybody out there who's having a hard time, who's either fighting some type of bill, fighting some type of bullshit in America that you're being charged for, or wrongly accused of, and all this stupid shit. And just know that it happens to us. It happens to everybody. And it could be happening to people at home who don't know about it right now. So check your statements, check your bills, people. Check all your shit. And thanks for listening to me rant for a fucking hour and listen to these bullshit people on these bullshit customer service calls. And go to Twitter, go to @AT&T, go to their Facebook page, their AT&T Facebook page, and flood them with this. And just say, stop fucking doing this to us. Stop butt fucking us. And just write that this is the Drinkin Bros. Tell me you heard this on the Drinkin Bros. You can put #FreeRoss, #iPad Mini. I love you, kids. I just want you to stay safe out there and keep your money, man. It's hard to earn in this world. No matter what position you have, no matter what job you work, earning money is still incredibly difficult, and it's still incredibly important. So treat it like that. Call people on their bullshit. Call people on these fucking statements. Make sure you know what you're paying for, because, dude, people are out to try to fuck you. We're not, and I love you. Thanks for listening tonight. And if you want to listen to more weird shit like this, I do a bunch of weird shit like this on Ross Patterson Revolution podcast as well. Flip on over there. There's even more bizarre shit in there. On Ross Patterson Revolution podcast, I have a bunch of people sending weird shit in. We put it on the fucking air. And there's a P.O. box for that. You know why? Because that's what the LLC is. Jesus Christ. So right now, I put a thing out in Drinkin Bros community for anybody who worked for AT&T. Call me. If you're currently working there, and we'll address this situation with them just to find out what's going on. So I decided to call Drinkin Bro, who will remain unnamed because he still works with the company, and here was our conversation. This isn't not only AT&T, this is a lot of companies in general to this day. I want to say, hey, thanks for joining us on the show. I appreciate you taking time out of your day.
Yeah, not a problem. Glad to be here.
Hell yeah, man. And you're a longtime Drinkin Bros listener, right?
Oh, I've been listening for a while. I'm up to date on all the podcasts. I listen to Ross Patterson Revolution.
Yes,
Black-Hearted. Big fan.
Awesome,
Big fan.
man. Awesome. Well, hey, then you'll be the perfect one to talk to, so we can get some honest answers out of you. What happened to me, and this is, I feel what happened to a lot of people, which is why I recorded this special episode of Drinkin Bros, was I had switched my services from AT&T to Verizon. And they said, sir, there's an early termination fee that you're going to have to pay, and you're going to have to pay this off to get out of here. And I was like, look, I'll pay whatever the fucking dollar amount is to get out of this contract. Let's just end it. So I did. I paid the fee. And then 2 months later, a bill shows up, and they said, I had this iPad Mini. And they were like, hey, you still owe us for the iPad Mini. And I was like, no, I paid off everything. And they were like, no, you kept that one with AT&T. And I was like, look, when I canceled all of my fucking services, there's no way I would keep an iPad Mini going and pay, like I paid $1,000 to get out of that contract. There's no way I would pay $1,000 and decide to keep the iPad mini, that the cell reception was so great on the iPad mini that I want to keep it. And so I called customer service. Things started getting, here's where things took a really weird fucking turn. The call was sourced, and the guy was lying and saying he was inside the United States. Is that a fact? Are they really inside the United States?
We have call centers in Manila, Philippines, and then also, I believe, Bangalore, India.
I knew it. So this first guy sounded Indian, and I was calling him American Tony because I was like, "Hey, so what's your American name?" And he goes, "I'm Tony," and I was like, "Oh,
so yeah."
It was the most American name of all time, and I was like, "Man, you definitely don't sound like a Tony." Did they tell them to say those types of names?
I've called in on our customer service end, and hello, thank you for calling AT&T. My name is Bob, and I'm like, no, your name's Akbar. It's not Bob.
Yeah. That's what I said. So, anyways, I wouldn't let this go. I was like, okay, Tony, what state am I calling to? And he says, oh, you're calling. I'm from New Jersey. I was like, great. I'm from New. I had a house in New Jersey. We're at New Jersey. Like, where are you from? And he was like, a city. I don't have to tell you. And I was like, awesome. Where do you like to vacation with your family? Then just pick one place in the United States that you like to go on a vacation. Silence, just stonewalled. Clearly, he was from another country.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So then I was like, look, I need to talk to a supervisor, and I was like, one who's American. Just give me another American the same as you, Tony, knowing that he's not a fucking American. Then I got transferred, and she sounded like she was from Romania or the Czech Republic. Is that one of the call centers by any chance?
We do have, they outsource to Europe. Primarily it's India and Manila, or technically the Philippines.
Sure.
But yeah, you could end up with something over in Eastern Europe.
Okay. So, I talked to this woman for a little bit, and then clearly she was not having any of my antics, so to speak, because I gave her the same spiel of like, what state am I calling from? That type of thing. Tell me about your American heritage, essentially. Just kind of fucking with them at this point. But I really wanted a genuine answer because they were sending this $140 bill to collections. And I said, great, let me talk to a supervisor. They finally put me on with an American who was in collections. And he admitted, I had called in a few months earlier, and this woman who was an actual American, she sounded like she was Southern, maybe from Virginia, I believe she said she was. She was like, I'll correct this bill. She gave me a verification code on the bill and the whole thing. And then the bill shows up later, and he says, yeah, look, we used to outsource to third-party contractors. Can you talk about the contractors and what they do when they're hired?
When the contractors get hired, they work basically, AT&T hires, and a lot of other companies do the same thing to save on having to pay American workers American dollars. And so they're not held to the same standards as an employee working directly here in the United States. So all the major carriers are governed by the FCC. There's rules and regulations that they have to follow, and there's also code of business conduct that each company has. Slamming and cramming, which would be selling a product or not giving full disclosure on how a product is used and then slamming on another product to you, is against the law. We can't do that. But
they can.
Contractors can do whatever they want. They can say, hey, you do this, that, and the other, and if it's brought to their attention, AT&T, Verizon, CenturyLink, whoever might be doing that, can sit there and say, no, that is not a practice of our company. We don't do that. But what they're not telling you is that person isn't an AT&T employee. They are a contractor, so they're subject to different rules.
Gotcha.
And it's more of a gray area.
But legally, let me ask you this. Legally, are you allowed to do that?
Not in the United States.
Not in the United States, right? So as an AT&T carrier, how can they pass that off as being legal? Because I got a fake confirmation code from a woman. I mean, it was like a detailed, like, hi, sir, you know, when you pay for something, they were like, would you like your confirmation code? And they were like, I was like, absolutely. It was like 19 letters and numbers. They admitted that she was a third-party hire eventually, after me being on the phone with this guy for about a half hour, that she was a third-party hire and that she didn't have the authority to make these decisions. But as a creditor, what they're doing is AT&T is sending off these bills to creditors and making the creditors deal with that. Is that true?
Pretty much.
It is. So, normal people are just getting fucked, like, in day-to-day life, because it's like, hey, they'll just keep sending you to outsourced parties. You'll never have to deal with anybody from the real company itself. And then you'll end up, you know, when a creditor calls, you're going to have to fucking pay that tab, essentially, right?
Yeah.
God damn, that's shitty.
Welcome to big business.
I know. How long have you worked for them?
20 years.
20 years. Do they treat you any better for working there for that amount of time? Because I read somewhere that possibly you guys were going on strike.
We went on strike last Friday at noon Pacific time. I believe it was 3 p.m. Eastern time until midnight Sunday night. But it was so mobility went on strike, and then the wireline side of the contract that's open right now, that's in dispute, they went out in support. So basically 36 states got shut down on the mobility side, and then California, Nevada were out with frontline workers, the repairmen, and the construction departments.
Holy shit. And what was the final resolution that they came to?
I think we're still working on that because their CWA, Communication Workers of America represented, and mobility has not had a contract for about 36 days. It's just been a little over a month. And then
that's a long time.
Well, not really, because District 9, which is California, Nevada, they've been out for almost 14 months without a contract.
So who's in charge of that? Who's in control of that, and who's supposed to deal with all of those people?
Well, Communication Workers of America has different districts. District 1, which would be on the East Coast, and then District 6, District 4, California, Nevada, and District 9. And they have a vice president who reports to the president of CWA, and then there's a bargaining team that deals with both the back and forth. And in the 20 years I've been here, I've never seen a contract like this or this much of a stall with the contract. And it's a good company to work for. I enjoy the work I do. I enjoy the people I work with. The local managers are fantastic. It's just once it gets up onto the corporate level, we're all just an employee number.
Yeah, and do you find that it changed since DirecTV? You guys bought out DirecTV and merged? Because I felt, me personally, I used to have DirecTV also. So I used to have DirecTV and AT&T, and then once the contract was up with DirecTV, they jacked the rates through the roof, and I was like, you know what, go fuck yourself. And I had the same impossible time trying to get out of that contract as I did with AT&T. And then once they merged, I found their practices to be almost unbearable at that point. Is that kind of when it started to go downhill? Is when, you just got too big?
It's been kind of heading in that direction for a while because we're hearing different things that they want to go with the AT&T stores to authorize retailers without employees. But we hear so much scuttlebutt all the time about that. You don't know what to believe until it's actually being rolled out. They have 2020 project where they want to go to a IP-based internet system because IP-based systems aren't regulated in California, it would be the Public Utilities Commission. So they can kind of get away with doing more of what they want, not what the customer wants. So there's little hidden things all over the place. And the technology really drives the dynamic of where technology goes in all telecom companies. And we're no longer a telephone company. We're an entertainment company because
exactly,
we provide TV services.
Yeah. So, and I wonder, as this keeps going forward into the future, as everything merges into one, your cable box and your dish is obsolete and all of that shit. Is everybody just replaceable at a certain point? Or what do you think the end result is going to be of all this?
I get the feeling that my job is going to be replaceable because we place fiber now everywhere. I splice fiber. I'm putting fiber in directly to houses that were primarily copper before.
Mm-hmm.
But the one variable with that is squirrels. Squirrels chew up everything. So I might be able to squeak. Oh, they're horrible. But I may be able to squeak 30 years out of here. I may be able to squeak 40 years out of here. I'll be too young. When I'm 53, I'll have 30 years. So.
Oh, wow. That's a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to work until I'm dead.
Yeah. So what you're saying is AT&T is they're gonna start killing off squirrels. Because once they kill off the squirrel population, then you're good. Like you're done with the employees.
Hey, the squirrels first, employees next.
Yeah, exactly. What's your biggest nightmare that you've ever had with a customer service? What's the one company that sticks out to you?
Oh man, customer service wise. I mean, as far as
you have Time Warner. How about Time Warner? There's a lot of Time Warners out there.
I haven't dealt with Time Warner. We deal with some of the other customers on a third-party basis where they get lines from us. I've had customer service issues on my own end as an employee dealing with our concessions department, and luckily they've all been U.S.-based. But customer service issues, we get them all the time. You guys told me this, but you gave me this. We've had things where a 90-year-old woman is getting a gig of fiber speed for her internet when she never uses. All she has is a jitterbug phone.
Oh,
she'll never get on the internet.
Yeah, look, it happened to me with Time Warner. They said I had a cable box, and I only had them for internet. It was an internet box, and I was like, look, you're welcome to come out to the house and have a beer with me on my couch and watch a cable TV program with me. And they actually did. They came out. And there was no box here. There was no cable. And they were like, we're really sorry, sir. And they took it off the bill. But even that was a fight.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're going to have to jump through a hoop to get stuff corrected because they'll eventually just send your bill off to a third-party collector like you mentioned earlier, and then they'll write it off as a loss and be done with it.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. Let me ask you this. Are you a person that goes through your bills every month? Because I'm a person that does. I go through my bills individually every month, and if it's not the same amount from the month before, I want to know why. Are you one of those type of people? Because a lot of people aren't.
I try to track my expenses because having kids, they tend to jump on the pay-per-view.
Ah, gotcha,
and
yeah.
So I try and keep track of that, and then if there's an issue and I see something that shouldn't be on there, I call in. But then just like regular customers have to go through a call tree, I have to go through a call tree too.
Okay. That's got to be the most annoying thing on the face of the earth. Not only are you working for AT&T, but you've got to go through your own call tree to get to people. That's got to be awful, right?
Oh, it's a fucking nightmare. But to help out my customers that I work with, I give them my business card so that the next time that they have an issue, hopefully it's not for years, but they can call me directly and then I can go back out. Because I've had customers super pissed off. This is bullshit. Fuck these guys. And then I come over and by the time I'm done working with them, they're happy. And that's a lot of the guys that I work with. That's kind of everybody's happy with the frontline worker. It's always customer service on the phone.
Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, look, there are few and far between people like you out in the world. A lot of people just don't give a fuck about their jobs, so it's nice to hear that. Hey, and thanks for doing the show. I really appreciate it. Since I have you here and you agreed to do this interview, is there a Drinkin Bro of the Week you'd like to nominate?
Oh, man. My father-in-law, who passed away a couple years ago, he fought in World War II, Vietnam, and Korea, and he retired from the Marine Corps as a gunny.
All right. What's his name?
Gunnery Sergeant Patrick A. Campbell.
All right. Cheers. Sorry to put you on the spot, but I figured since you were here, why not do the Drinkin Bro of the Week?
Fuck, that's awesome, because he was recently, 2 years ago, inducted into the Arizona Hall of Fame.
Oh, really?
Arizona Military Hall of Fame, because he did 20 years in the Corps, and then he got out and he taught Marine Corps ROTC in Arizona.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. Well, dude, congratulations. I appreciate you stopping by the show. That's it. This was a solo show with Ross Patterson about customer service tonight, and our unnamed drinking bro, who was our AT&T supervisor. Thank you for calling. Good night, everyone.